Today on the channel, we're hoping to get an answer to that age-old question, do you want to party? Well, it's party time with trash, suicide, NECA, Return of the Living Dead.
Spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we're back to the land of the zombies with quite possibly my favorite zombie movie of all time, Return of the Living Dead, Trash Suicide, once again from NECA. But for all your NECA needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Yes! 15%, got to get a deal out there. That's exactly what I did. This is available at Jay's Toys and Games right now. 15% off. Grab it while you can. And I originally was not going to grab this, as I'm not a huge fan of the NECA doll style figures. I prefer the Ultimate Editions, but every once in a while, looking at like a John Nada, of course, I do pick up a figure or two of those, and I just couldn't resist this. I was at their store. I'm looking at them like, I don't need this, but yes, I do need this. And then that 15% discount always gets me. I ended up pulling the trigger and picking this one up here, but I love the Return of the Living Dead. One of the greatest movies of all time. Yes, I said it, but of course, out of the 80s movies, it just had everything you wanted. It had zombies, hot chicks, it had action, it had a little bit of comedy in there as well, the Tar Man, all kinds of stuff. If you've never seen this movie, man, you owe it yourself to check it out at least one time. And I believe we're getting figures from Grapplers and Gimmicks and Rush Collectibles, a joint venture. They did show them off many moons ago. Haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything since. We'll see if that is still in play. Hopefully it is, because we need more Return of the Living Dead figures. Now, that being said, these two characters were two characters in the movie, but not in the movie like this. Long way to get there, I know. But this is a very iconic image, of course, of the movie and some of the promotional stuff and things like that. So, gonna be interesting to see how this looks out, but it'll be great on my horror shelf, of course. I guess my zombie shelf is what it'll be on in there. When are we getting zombie figures, too? Let's get those out there. Come on, let's get some Fulci figures. What are we doing out there? But, of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at our old friends here. Beautiful 2-pack. I wouldn't fault anybody for leaving these on the card. They do display very nice. Love the gravestone in the front. Big window box in case you run into them in a graveyard. Maybe they could sign it for you. They're back from the grave and ready to party. And I'm not back from the grave yet, but man, I'm ready to party. That's for sure. Especially if it's like they were partying in the movie. I'm here for some of that, of course. Looking good here in the package, though. Return of the Living Dead, NECA, Trash Suicide on the sides, of course. And then on the back, got the image there. Are they holding hands? I thought they were holding hands. They're not holding hands there, but cool packaging art. Always love stuff like this, of course. Let's check it out. And everybody's like, Kyle, you've seen Return of the Living Dead, but you've never seen The Karate Kid. You've never seen Back to the Future. You've never seen a Tom Cruise movie. No, I don't like that kind of movie. I like movies like this. This is my kind of movies. This is what I like. See you later. Goodbye. And it's a motto of the channel. You like what you like. You don't what you don't, as we know. But there it is, old Trash and Suicide. Great names. I wonder how their parents came up with those names. Great names to name your kids, of course. Let's get them out of the package. Is that it? Is there one set of twist? Oh, there's the black twist ties. The hidden, often not talked about black twist ties. We don't see those very much. We do get the gel silica packet. Do not eat, of course. But I've heard it's good eating. I don't know. Somebody'd have to tell me, but looking good there. Popping this all out of the package. There we go. Got a spray can, of course. There it is. All right, we're getting down to business here. See you later. See you later. Goodbye. All right, there it is. Got Suicide out of the package. Got Trash out of the package. Looking extra good. An arm is not moving. All right. Okay, if they say so. All right, let's look at the articulation. The articulation? Let's look at the accessories first. How about Return of the Living Dead headstone? You could use this in any graveyard scene. Use it for whatever you want. Nice big headstone right here. Got the movie kind of logo on it. Looking good, makes sense. And then we do get a spray can here, like a young NWO. They're going to paint up the title belts. You do got some spray paint. Of course, in the movie, you know, they were a bunch of street tough punks going around, spray painting things, doing all that kind of stuff, losing some clothes along the way. That's what happens, though. That's what happens. We do know. But we're going to start off with trash first, because ladies first, even undead ladies first. We're going to start with the hairdo. Man, a big, like a porcupine up here. Big hair all over the place. Of course, real hard right here as well. Very pointy, once again, like a porcupine, but looking very good. Very perturbed face on her. Is the articulation in the jaw? Let's see. Does not seem to be. Nope, does not seem to be. I was hoping for some jaw articulation. Not the case there. What is going on with those eyes? They're looking up. Obviously very undead. Green skin tone, flesh tone, whatever you want to call it. Very white teeth for a zombie, I will say that. Getting down here, we got a razor blade necklace there. Looks like she's walking down a British Steel Judas Priest, what it looks like to me. Torn and tattered dress on here. A nice red dress, like she was getting ready to party. Something going on. Now, can you pull down? You can pull down the dress, and you do get a little bit of a show right there. You do get a little show all in green. Looking interesting, of course. Very interesting, I will say. Now, this arm is totally ripped off. Of course, like that's what happens to zombies, as we do know. Occasionally, they lose their arms. They lose a limb or a leg. But no movement on here. No movement at all, but a little bone sticking out there. Looking good. Now, it does have the full arm over here. She looks good all right on that. A little bit of a maniacal hand down here. Barefoot on the feet, but it is just straight up bone. She's just bone down there. Looking very interesting. Looking good, though. Green skin tone. Very cool, though. Not much like any skeleton I've ever seen, but I guess it's, movie. That's what happens in movies. They do different things. Now, articulation on her. No butterfly shoulder, but the arms do go around. Now, very tight articulation here as well. Arms up and down. You do get a bicep cut. Double jointed, pinned elbows right here. Hands back and forth, side to side. Head back and forth, side to side. Waist articulation. Yep, we got some waist articulation there. Big ol' splits if you do need them. If you do. Leg does go up. Single jointed knee. Got the pin in there. Ankles back and forth, side to side. She's got a hole in her foot, so she might fit on a ringside collectible stand using discount code Kyle to save 10%. What do you know? Her hole is just big enough to accept the stand. So you're probably going to need that with these. They're a little bit top heavy, especially with this big hair here, but fit very well on the ringside stand for those keeping track at home. Old trash looking good, but now we finish it off with Suicide. Definitely a street tough is what he is. Look at that mohawk there. Big enough mohawk to make Lars Fredrickson blush back in the day, or Tim Armstrong even as well. Choose your own rancid adventure is what I'll say. But looking very, very good with the mohawk there. Of course, classic punk. Got a big hoop earring on one of the ears. The other ear got ripped off. It's always tough. And same thing with the eye. You got one eye and then one missing eye. You do got kind of a droopy face. Almost looks like he's on his way to being the Tar Man, of course, the classic monster, I would say, from this movie. But looking good in the head sculpt department there, especially that huge mohawk. Chains wrapped up all over, of course, through the leather jacket. Of course, you can't be a real punk rocker or metalhead without a leather jacket along the way. Looking good with the real chain there, soft goods jacket. You do got a little skeleton appearance underneath, like a young Scareglow. You see a little bit of that sternum, a little bit of that chest. Got a chain wallet down here. You know you're a real one if you're rocking the chain wallet. You got the black shorts and then black pants, I guess. Shorts over the top of the pants? Sure, why not? Some big old combat boots that would make the Three Musketeers blush, I think, all things considered. Little zipper on the side. And you're torn and tattered, showing a little bit of that green skin, skeleton tone, whatever you want to call it there. Very interesting hand over here with the long finger coming out. I have to imagine this is because he is supposed to hold the spray can, I believe, is probably the reasoning. Yep, that looks to be the case. So he's got that finger there for the spray paint. He's going to spray paint everybody right in your face is what he's going to do. Looking good, though. And, of course, articulation can be identical between these two. We know how that goes. These would be funner if they were Ultimate style, but I do like these a lot, actually. They're a lot better than I thought they were going to be, and I originally was going to pass. As much as I like the property, I was going to pass, but got caught at a weak moment. It happens, especially with 15% off over at Jay's Toys and Games. Had to pick this one up. And look at that. Looking pretty darn good right there, all things considered. I like the looks of this guy. Definitely not characters from the movie, but from the movie and resonate with the movie, just not characters from the movie. Kind of. You know what I mean. Not depicted, not acted like this, maybe turned into this eventually. But very, very fun here. And we don't get a lot of Night of the Living Dead stuff. We've got some reaction figures. Like I said, Grapplers and Gimmicks Rush Collectibles have a wave coming, supposedly. But I'd be cool with modern day characters. Can we get an Ernie figure? Can somebody get us Ernie? Not that Ernie, Todd McFarlane. Nobody likes that Ernie. Nobody likes those streets, that's for sure. But definitely an interesting 2-pack here. Available once again at Jay's Toys and Games right now, if it is your thing. But Suicide and Trash get 2 thumbs up for me, and I officially do want to party. But what about you? Do you want to party? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. Of course, check out my brand new podcast every single Tuesday, The Kyle Peterson Show, available wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. Of course, my Patreon and YouTube channel memberships for early access to everything we do here on the channel. Appreciate all the support over there. My new book available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or via me. It is The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers by yours truly. Appreciate the support over there. The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. SirPaul64 on the X. The _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. So for a little Return of the Living Dead, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?